Josh Hunter. I'm in Santa Monica, California, and well, you know, I consider myself a pretty graceful person, like someone who gets from point A to point B with, you know, with a certain amount of poise. And so last night, you know, I'm going down the stairs, and it's like the day is over. It's like all this shit happens at the end of the day. It happens all times of the day. Anyway, and I'm going down the stairs, and it's kind of like a dark, not like a tunnel, but like a dark bridge. And I'm at the top of the stairs, and I tell myself, I'm like, oh, I better be careful. I mean, these stairs could, you know. And so then I go down the stairs, and literally, like from the fourth to last step, I fucking slipped. I fucking fell down the stairs. I can't remember the last time I fell down the stairs. I can't remember the last time I fell at all. And it was a whopper too. It was a big, just like a ah. And at first, though, it was unusual because like it felt kind of good. Like I don't know why, but it felt really, I don't know, maybe I'm like a masochist or something, but. And then, you know, I went to bed, and I woke up, and it was hurting, like, a lot, like, then it was, like, I couldn't step on it, and this was all this morning, I mean, this was all this morning, and, so I got methods for this type of thing, like when there are injuries or whatever, like, I got things to do, so, I tried a couple of my methods, and, nothing was working. So then I thought, because, you know, in the horror movies, like the scary movies, when there's like some great like disturbance or some haunting, you can usually trace it back to an object. Like there's usually like an object that's just like fucking everything up. It's like, you know, they found the bones of some person like buried underneath the house, and once they put the bones in their right place or whatever, then everything was all right. So I had this object. It was like it was a salt and pepper shaker, but it was like it's kind of like deluxe, right? And but it had like this big crack in it. But the reason why I picked it up is because I don't know, it looked like it was like I know exactly what type of house would have this type of salt and pepper shaker, and I don't know, I thought it was neat. But I kept it, and then I also had this other box. Anyway, I threw the salt and pepper shaker out, and I buried it in the sand, and then my leg felt better. So what was the point? What was the point of all this? This is mainly for processing. I need to process this because just before, you know, I fell, like I was walking around, you know, saying like to these people, like people on electric scooters, like, no helmets here. These guys aren't wearing helmets, and these guys aren't wearing helmets, and then I fucking fall. So I'm wondering, like these guys can all run around risking their lives for God knows what, and me like trying to be as careful as whatever, and then I fall. Like what category, what type of person does that make me? That's what I'm trying to find out. Like what does that make me? Like I can literally see like real danger, and as careful as I try to be, like this is one of the reasons why it's kind of hard for me to believe in God. You know, it's just because, you know, the traditional Christian viewpoint of God says, oh well, you do good, you'll go to heaven, but they don't tell you if you'll stay in heaven. That's what I'm saying. They say, yes, you can do all this and you'll go to heaven, but there's no promise that you'll stay in heaven. And even then, you know, who knows? You know, because if he kicked out Satan, he could kick out anybody. You think there are people who are worse than Satan on the earth? Fuck. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out, like, am I like some asshole? I spent all night like contemplating, like really wondering, like, because I mean I don't like falling. Like I'm not a big fan of it, and so But then, I was able to, get my, because I don't know, I guess it corrected itself pretty quickly, because I could not walk, I could not stand up. And then, like, after about 6 hours or so, and after the use of my methods, I was able to get up. It was nice. But, and there was something a little unusual. Well, no, well, actually, all right. There was this Canadian penny, which was, I guess it had been left in the dirt, like where I sit, and it's been there for a while. And I won't say that either. I'm trying to find out what caused this. That's the issue. Like, when something happens like this, it's so unusual that there has to be a cause. There has to be something. Like, what did I do beforehand to cause me to fall? And I'm assuming it had something to do with a salt and pepper shaker. Like, it was just like something that I didn't need. Whenever I have excessive things, and I guess I am not the best determiner of what is or is not excessive. And then while I was out there, I was like, I was talking out loud, and I'm saying, like, what, like, all this pain and then a little bit more, like, what the hell? But it's all right. I think I'm good now. It's all very stressful, very, very stressful. But and I decided I'm not going to do any more of the quantum. Well, it's not that I'm not going to. It's not that I'm going to use the that Randonauts program. It's not that I'm not going to use any more of it. It's just like you can only have like certain. I only want to use the attractors. I want to make sure I establish that I know how the attractors work first. And when I was using the attractors, you could use like 5 a day, and then I went the next day, and then like you couldn't. It was still. It says, okay, try again, tomorrow, or upgrade your account so you can use more. And I tried again the next day, and I still couldn't use it. So I only had five shots, and those are all the clues I got. So if they come up with another version of this, like another quantum program like that, I'll try it out. But based on what I've seen, it's nothing like, it's basically what I'm already doing, except like, they're a little more sloppy, I guess. Anyway, I'll just use my own methods. Now that I got some concrete evidence, I'll wasn't in the best mood either. Like, I don't, like right now, I just, in fact, I quoted, while I was speaking out loud to myself, in case you were wondering, I brought up this cartoon that used to be on in the early 90s called Eek the Cat. And they had like a little side cartoon in it called, I don't remember what it was called, but it was about these two cavemen. And one of them, like, he was like always getting like hurt. Like, he was always like some painful thing. And like his catchphrase was, "When does the hurting stop?" And like I thought, what a poignant question to ask, to be a cartoon character. It's like in their world, like, there's just constant pain. I mean, some cartoons anyway. And I thought, how important a question to ask, like, when does the hurting stop? And in fact, I kind of compared it to. I don't know if you've seen the movie American History X with Ed Norton, but he plays like a neo-Nazi, and he ends up going to jail or prison. And while he's in there, there's this guy. He's like, because the Edward Norton's character, he's having like a real rough time, and but he's been like a severe neo-Nazi guy, and it's like he's in prison, and he's like. He'd end up like got like raped or something, and he's in the hospital, prison hospital, and then the guy's asking him, he's like, "Has anything you've done made your life better?" You know, it's like you spend your whole life hating and making sure that like you hate like everyone who doesn't remind you of you. And so after all that, like, has anything you've done made your life better? And I asked myself that question too, because I compared myself to these three characters, all right? I mean, or I compared myself to me, to this fucking cartoon character, and Edward Norton's character in American History X. Like, these are important questions. When does the hurting stop? And has anything you've done made your life better? And I don't know. Has anything I've done made is my life better? You know, I mean, I could say I'm happier, but I don't know if my life is better, is what I'm saying. The quality of life. I mean, I don't mind pain, but for God's sake, I mean, or for Supermind's sake, I mean, I just I just want, I don't know, I just want things to be like a little less painful. Actually, no, you know what? Actually, something I have done has made my life better. I almost forgot. I'm not going to be ungrateful. In fact, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I remember it was a really fucking cold ass night, and I already brought this up in a video, but I'm gonna bring it up again. It was a really cold night, and it had just been so cold all these winters, and I couldn't stand it. And I didn't believe that, like, I don't know, I thought I had to get more specific. And every god and deity and angel that I had prayed to, I didn't seem to get anything, so I thought, well, I'll try the earth. Let me see if I can contact the earth. And so I said to the earth, I'm like, Earth, it's fucking cold. Look, I don't need like a whole lot. I mean, obviously I'd like to be housed, but apparently that's really fucking expensive. So, could you get me like some type of a heater or something to warm me up? Because that was my issue. That was like, it was so cold, like I couldn't. So I tried to ask the earth to make things warmer for me. And I got it. You know, this winter or the previous winter or whatever was like the warmest winter throughout the course of my whole homelessness. So something I have done has made has made my life better. It was a warmer Christmas, or a warmer holiday season, I guess. So I guess I'm not as bad off as that neo-Nazi character from American History X. Eh? So then the question is, when does the hurting stop? That's a good question. Anyway. You know, let's see how many, I got 2 minutes. All right, let's see if I can. I don't know. I probably should. Maybe it was bragging. I think that could have been it. Maybe it was the bragging that caused me to fucking fall. Alright. I'm gonna keep on bragging and see, like, if I still fall after this bragging, nah, but someone, I mean, that could be manipulated and, nah, let's see what happens. Alright. I'm 33 years old, and I have the best grades on the earth.